reported by the media and shared by the people as stories. This was the word that we used to know. And thanks to the development of new devices, and I would like to show you two pictures that underline this, and Twitter, this word has changed. First picture, this is the St. Peter's Square in 2005. Probably you know this picture, probably not. This is the election of Benedict XVI, and as you can see, a lot of people are waiting for the announcements, and you only see one person with a smartphone on the bottom right. Flash forward 8 days later for the election of the current Pope. So this image sums up the revolution in 8 years. And in the meantime, Twitter was created, 2006. And thanks to that, and thanks to this kind of devices, now we experience events very differently. We have the Hudson Landing. We have also Arab Springs. We have also the Boston Manhunt. And for every of these particular events, there were tweets. People sharing the moments, people living the moment and sharing it instantaneously. And not just reporters, but just people living the event. And this is a very, very big change, as you probably know. So Twitter, if you have to just have one idea, it's the global town square. It's just the ancient Greek agora, but on the worldwide level. And just to give you some perspective and numbers, today Twitter is 240 million active users every month. It's also 76% of these users access via mobile. This is the big revolution here. Mobile tablets. Every day, 500 million tweets are sent. To give you a perspective of the scale. And since the beginning of Twitter, 300 billion tweets were sent. To have a global understanding also of the scale, 77% of Twitter accounts come from outside the US. So this is a global phenomenon and a global company. And just another diapo just to give you a look on how the information flows from one part of the planet to the other one. Japan to 2011, during the earthquake, this is how the word got out via Twitter. As you can see, it's global. It's from Asia to the US, across Europe, South America, also Australia, and also Africa. So this is the global town square. If you're speaking about head of states, governments, 2 out of 3 head of states have Twitter accounts. And as you can see, it's not only Barack Obama. You have the president of Korea, you have Stephen Harper, you have also Dilma Rousseff in Brazil, Paul Kagame in Rwanda, very active user, Tony Abbott, the Prime Minister of Australia. So it's very well spread. And in terms of government, it's even more. 3 governments out of 4. And as you can see, there is Jamaica, Mexico, Chile, Botswana, Japan, and also the Fiji Islands, which is small confetti in the Pacific Ocean. So very widespread, very universal. And obviously, diplomacy and exchange happen on Twitter. We have a tweet from our executive president, Jack Dorsey, exchanging tweets with Hassan Rouhani, the president of Iran. Because it's global, because it's real time. I want to also showcase you an example of the virality of Twitter and how it can enable people to experience and share what they are living. London, last year, there was an helicopter crash in Vauxhall. The first people that experienced the tragedy tweeted at 8 a.m. and 3 minutes. And he tweeted a picture. 2 minutes later, another one, another user, another photo, another angle. And this user just joined Twitter the day before. And as you can see on the photo has more than 2,000 retweets. So he was in the middle of an event, he tweeted, and the message got out, even if he had just only a mere following base. 10 minutes after the first tweet, you have a first media joining conversation. No photo, just a link. 2 minutes after that, you have another angle from afar. And finally, more than a quarter of hour after the first tweet, you have BBC breaking news. 4.5 million followers at the time that tweets. And as you will see in this animation, that's how the message got out. First, user, average user, and then the media join the conversation and take control of it. Because people want to have their information verified, sourced, and they check the media. So Twitter is a bridge between media and events, people and event, and people with people. I will go very fast on this slide because you probably all know all of that, but just maybe some of you will discover also the very peculiar language of Twitter. Twitter is a sort of distance between what with you and what interests you. It's based on your interests. So let's take a user, an average user. He follows accounts. It's asymmetric. And these accounts also, other users can follow him. So that's the basic of Twitter. Twitter, 140 characters. Why is that? Because we began as an SMS service. SMS is 160 characters. So we left out 20 for metadata. The username links to a profile. The hashtag links to other tweets with this conversation. A link links to a web page, and reply to a conversation. You can retweet and rebroadcast the message, and you can favorite it. So this is the basic of Twitter. The four characteristics of Twitter is public, real-time, conversational, and widely distributed. This is the four specifics of Twitter that sets Twitter apart from other platforms. And now, back to what will interest you more, some steps to success. 3 ideas: discover, participate, elevate. Twitter is used to discover individuals, influencers, conversation. It's very powerful for that. You can also participate in conversation. Define your voice, engage with your community, and elevate. Cultivate this community, expand it, and promote more conversation around your message. So let's focus on discover, for starters. Twitter is about discovery, so you have to search. You can search information. The first way to search information is through lists. You go into one account, and you are looking at other accounts linked to this account. It's a great way to discover new content. It's often underlooked, so I advise you to take a close look at lists. Be a power user in also using the search. Search is very powerful on Twitter, and you can use operator search to filter specific tweets. You can just have tweets with image, tweets with link, tweets with a certain amount of retweets. It's a very powerful stuff. 2 examples. The left column, only tweets with a given hashtag and filtered by verified users. So in this column, you only will have tweets with this hashtag and verified accounts. It's a good way to find journalists, institutions, politicians about a subject. On the right, you have a given hashtag, TalkPay, and only tweets with a picture. So a great way to just find content. If you want to be more of browser yet, you can use TweetDeck. TweetDeck is owned by Twitter. It works with columns, and you can set up your own column and filter them quite easily. You can have a column around a list, around a search, around a given user. We have an example here with around contents, around a given user, image, around a certain list of users. You can filter your search around these particular users. And then around engagement. You can filter tweets by engagement. Say you want only the tweets with over 50 retweets. So it can filter the noise. It's very, very powerful to find information during an event. Another tip, tap into your archives. You can download your own archives of your accounts. You go to settings, you download your archives, and you can search in it to see the relevant tweet from 2 years ago, 3 years ago that might get interesting now, and rebroadcast it, or just link to it. Second pillar, participate. Twitter is around content. Content is king on Twitter. So you can use your hot content and share your exclusive photos, for example. And you have to know that photos drives 1.5 more engagements than a tweet without photos. It's a good way to attract the attention of people and get a viral effect. So here you have the Washington Monument. You also have a photo from space, from an astronaut. This is exclusive content that your institutions or you as an individual can provide. You also have cold content from years ago. On the left, you have a diploma that was given to Mandela in 1994 by President François Mitterrand. And when President Mandela passed away last December, the Élysée tweeted the image as a souvenir. And it worked pretty well. Because the content that was cold became hot. And Twitter is not only real time, but it's also, it gives you a historical perspective. On the right, you have a photo of the Canadian Minister of Ancient Combatants for the 11th of November to commemorate with a puppy. This kind of photo, take a look back in the past, is also a good way to use Twitter. You can push infographic content. You can say a lot more than 140 characters with a photo. So use photo to share an anecdote, to share a number, to share an image, or to share even a press release. It gives you more depth than just a normal tweet. Also, push your own hashtag, take control. I want to show you a video of Ed Miliband from 2 years ago. That was during the announcement of the budget by the Chancellor of the Exchequer that joined Twitter this day. And they pushed an official hashtag that was Aspiration Nation. And Ed Miliband, who is the leader of the opposition, the Labour opposition, decided to push his own hashtag, downgraded Chancellor. So at the House of Commons, he made a speech, and at the end of the speech, he summed up his message in a tweet that was later sent on Twitter. And I'll show you the video.
Today, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the Chancellor joined Twitter. He could have got it all into 140 characters. Growth down, borrowing up, families hit, and millionaires laughing all the way to the bank. Hashtag downgraded Chancellor. More of the same is not the answer to the problems of the last 3 years.
As you can see, this was broadcasted on television, and we made like this graph showing the impact of him pushing his hashtag offline on Twitter. So use your hashtag. not only on Twitter, but also elsewhere. Every occasion, use it. Engaging with your audience is very, very important. You can give exclusive access, showing a photo. You can also real-time fact-check what people are saying, to just add your voice and rectify rumors or hearsay. So it's a good way to convey your message. And for that you have to listen and you have to search. So back to TweetDeck. Here we have the NTSB director of Public Affairs that said that they tweeted their photos because otherwise people couldn't get it. It was during a crash, and later it was picked on by CNN. So you own your institution, you have your own content, just give it to the public on your own terms. And as you can see, in terms of tweets and follower base, it works pretty well for them. Connect with real-time events through hashtag, for example. Here we have Jean-Pierre Raffarin, former French Prime Minister. During the contest pageant Miss France last December, he tweeted the events, reacted to the events, Miss France, hashtag Miss France 2014. And he said, "Tonight is the only night I regret my proposal to reduce at 8 the number of French regions." It was witty, it was funny, it was in the moment, and it worked pretty well. He got more than 700 retweets. And he conveyed a political message. On the right, you have the region Île-de-France, which was live tweeting his budget debate. Not very interesting stuff. But still, at the same time, on TV there was Titanic broadcasting, and the hashtag was trending. So the community manager used the hashtag Titanic, and he said, at the end, the ship sank. So let's watch the debate together. So it's a good way also to connect with what is happening at the same time, and with something that is afar from you or just not in your own sphere. But it's a good way just to attract this kind of new audience. Be aware of your surrounding, using search, using just Twitter. Also connect with historical events, back to what I said before. Here we have the anniversary of Rosa Parks in the bus, and Barack Obama tweeted a photo of him in the bus. The bus, I think, is in a museum, and the image conveyed a very powerful and emotional message. And actually, it got more than 20,000 retweets, and it's not the average retweets that Barack Obama gets. So, an image, a message, historical perspective, and also emotion appeal to the heart and not only to the brain. Connect with your peers. Here on the left we have the Canadian Foreign Minister. The tweet is very recent, 18th of February, it was during the Olympics. And he's teasing John Kerry about Canadian-American rivalry. And John Kerry replied. So we have diplomatic discussion, conversation. It's very lightweight, but still, it's happening, and everyone can see and join the conversation. Connect also with fellow institutions. As you may know, Polizia, the account of the Spanish police, became the most followed police force account in the world. They surpassed the FBI. And to congratulate them, the French police released a video with the hashtag #estupendo, which means super. And the Spanish police, they tweeted in Spanish, and the Spanish police replied in French, thanking them. So we have institutions, not only at the human level, but also at institutional level that exchange message, compliments, and they share the message, stay united in our vocation for security to the service of our citizens. So, common goal. Also connect with everybody. And here we have a young user. He may well be in au collège or lycée. And we have the French Prime Minister, Jean-Marc Ayrault, who tweeted him a tweet. And why that? Because this user just said that he had an exam the day after that, and he was very bored and he didn't want to revise his exam. And his exam was on Matignon and the Matignon agreements back in the 30s. And so the community manager of Matignon saw the tweet with the term Matignon pops up in his TweetDeck account, and he notified the Prime Minister saying, we have this pupil, he is revising the Matignon agreements, and we could reply to him, and they did. And the Prime Minister wished him good courage for his exam, and sent him the text of the Matignon agreements. And the tweet was picked on by the media. And why was that smart? Because Jean-Marc Ayrault is a former professor, he's a former teacher, he's a former German teacher, and he was giving advice to a pupil. So it was sincere, and it felt that way, it felt authentic, and it was very well received. It's a great way also to speak to a known person, and not just VIP to VIP. You also have Vine. So, Vine. Distributed content, sharing other platforms, integration with Twitter. Give you some examples. With Vine, you can bring the people inside your institution or inside government. We have a US representative just sharing the moment when he votes. And he voted. It's a great way to have your constituents with you. On the right, we have KiMoon celebrating the 2 million follower for the UN account.
Niger, has reached 2 million Twitter followers.
So it was in Niger. It was just a small moment, but very kind, very humane, and very well appreciated. You can also narrate stories, convey message. We have the French foreign minister that just create a small Vine to call French people abroad to sign up for the next European election. On the right, you have an NGO that wanted to illustrate statistics that 1 out of 8 people doesn't have access to water. And how did they convey this message? They just placed 8 glasses of water and 1 remained empty.
All 8 glasses are full. Happy 2014 from our number.
As you can see, it's very low production, very easy to produce, but the impact is very powerful. We immediately understand what the message that we all have experienced during a meal, to have our glass empty and what it felt. So, a great way to use Vine. Vine also takes you in the events. Switch video. We can also show like a race. These are examples from representatives in the US and the White House with President Obama cycling. It's short, it's consumable on mobile, and remember that 76% of the users are on mobile. I will put this one. So elevate. Enhance your profile with photos and keywords. Be very visual. Second advice, create lists to showcase your own accounts and help people find great content. If everyone creates lists, it would be much easier to discover this kind of content. Do Q&As on Twitter. We have the example of a French minister for the Francophonie, and on the French foreign minister account, and you just give the handle, give an hashtag, precise a time and date, and you just respond to the people that are sending questions. It's really easy to set up, and people are very pleased when you interact with them and just show them attention and respect. Some web tricks now for your websites. Embed the tweet on your own website. Use the tweets that you produce on your web properties. Very easy to do, as you can see. You tap on more and then you copy-paste the code on your page. And when you do that, if medias embed your tweets, you will see that. You will see that all the media that have embedded your tweet. This is the example from the 4 more years tweet from Barack Obama. As you can see, a lot of outlets picked up the tweets. You can also configure a search widget with your favorites or just your tweets or your tweets around the hashtag. It's very easy to set up and very powerful. You can also create custom timelines. Custom timelines is a new product launched in November. I consider it one of the biggest innovations since the retreat. It enables you to create list compilation of tweets. And you can editorialize this list as you wish. For example, you can create a list of the best your best tweets, or the best tweets of your institution, or a list of the tweets linked to an event that you organized, or a list of tweets that were sent during a Q&A. And you can compile these tweets in the list and then embed the list on your website. And it's a good way to immortalize these tweets as a compilation, and enable also partners and other institutions to take them and embed them. Very easy to create. You have to go through TweetDeck. And then you can embed or view on Twitter the list of tweets. And it looks like it. This is a list of tweets from the Red Sox parade. And what's powerful is that you can give multi-point of views for a given event. Also, show your colors offline. Broadcast your username and your hashtags everywhere. On the left, we have the UNHQ that broadcasted the Smiles hashtag. It was a humanitarian campaign. And on the right, we have the Rune police in Spain, and they just printed the username of the police account on the uniform of the policeman. So, discover, participate, elevate. That's it.
Thank you very much, Jérôme. I think that